ABC6 weather brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
Well, if you are heading out over the next few days, we do have a little active weather to track that might impact your plans just a touch. Let's go over the headlines here. First of all, it is bitter cold to start the morning. If you've been outside, maybe you had to take the dog out. Well, I'll tell you, you've felt it already. We do have a few flakes on the way this week. Nothing that's going to set records, just a little excitement as we head into this holiday week. And then, of course, what happens for the holidays themselves. I'll have your Christmas Day forecast coming up in just a minute. But let's start with this, the here and now. Well, temperatures in the single digits. Smithfield, you're waking up at 4 degrees. Isn't that nice? I feel like that's what you say when you exaggerate things, you know, when you're being a little dramatic and you're like, ugh, it's like 4 degrees outside. Well, it actually is. I'm so sorry. It's 9 degrees in Providence this morning, 12 in North Kingstown, 13 in Newport, and 9 in Westerly. And in case you're wondering, the wind chill, it's making it feel like it's below zero in a few spots. So make sure you are super bundled up heading out the door. Forecast high temperatures today in the upper 20s and low 30s. I say low 30s, but really a few spots are just going to try their very best to hit 30 degrees, like New Bedford today. I think you have a chance. 27 in Westerly today. This afternoon in Newport, you'll get to 29 and 27 degrees for Providence. For the most part, we're going to start with some sunshine here, but clouds start to build late in the afternoon ahead of our next storm system. Where is it? Not on this map, although I will say, I'm going to step to the side for a second. You can see we have some ocean effect snow showers back for parts of the South Shore and the Cape. So something to keep in mind if you are heading that way this morning. You might actually have a little bit of snow on the roads because it is just so cold. But zooming out, you can see that next storm. It's called a clipper system. These systems clip the northern tier of the U.S. They're very punchy and they can pack, well, a bit of a punch as they move across New England. However, this one isn't overly strong. Watch what happens on Futurecast. You can see it starts to move on to the east as we get late tonight and into the very early hours of Tuesday morning. And we are going to get just a brush, just a little sweep of snow as we get through your Tuesday morning. You can see a couple of snow showers moving as we get through 9:30, 10:30, 11 o'clock. But it's in and out really quickly. There's not a lot of moisture here and there's not a lot of power behind this storm. So is it going to be huge and really wreck all your plans? No, but if you are traveling tomorrow on Christmas Eve, I highly suggest you leave a little extra time on the roads. Here's how much snow we're actually looking at here. Again, there's not a lot of power behind this system and not a ton of moisture. So you can see most of us looking at really nothing other than a few flakes to look at falling from the sky, or a coating at most in northern Rhode Island and parts of northern Bristol County. Once you get back up into the Worcester Hills and the Berkshires, that's where I think we could actually see some accumulations bordering on an inch or two. Now let's talk about Christmas Day itself. Where should we be? High temperature, the average is 41 degrees. The average low is 25. The record was 64 set back in 2015 and the record low was 10 below. We're not going to hit either of those. We're going to be right in the middle actually. Christmas Day looking like this, more sunshine on the way. Temperatures starting out in the 20s and most of us get into the low 30s by the end of the afternoon. The sun sets and temperatures go back down into the 20s overnight. 7-day forecast looking overall, I'd say not bad for this time of year. Again, for Christmas and the start of Hanukkah, by the way, the weather is pretty calm, pretty quiet for the most part. It's just cold even for this time of year. We get back into the 40s at the end of the week though and into the weekend as well. Really not a bad weekend for a little holiday time outdoors.